I always thought my sister, 27, and I, 25 male, had a decently close relationship, until a few years ago when it came out that she thought of me as a golden child. She held resentment towards me for things I just looked at as the typical, more lax treatment of the younger child in a family. The whole thing was pretty silly, especially since we were both years out of being under our parents' roof at this point, so we went a while without talking. We saw each other at family events but didn't really speak. I was invited to her engagement party as a form of an olive branch extension. I met her future husband's younger brother there and we immediately got along. The two of us got to know each other and spent about a year as friends before making things official around a month before my sister's wedding. I love his family so much. His parents are warm and inviting in a way that feels so genuine, even before I was introduced as a significant other. Not to mock my parents, but with them being lawyers and working politically adjacent careers, it can be easy to become jaded when you watch them schmooze to people's faces, even when that doesn't reflect their true feelings. I was the first person he ever brought home to meet them, and they made me feel like part of the family immediately. Their youngest brother has been equally welcoming. She was angry again when I told my sister this, thinking it was something we could bond over. Apparently, she didn't receive the same treatment. This led to a big argument, with her saying something to the effect of, "I guess this is what happened when two golden children get together." I pushed back against this, and it further devolved with her pointing out that she couldn't believe I'd chosen her husband's brother out of all the people in the world. She said I'd stolen opportunities from her growing up, and now I was stealing her in-laws. At one point, I considered telling my partner's parents about this to let them know the animosity my sister apparently holds towards them, but I decided against it. I don't really know where I stand in this conflict, and at this point I just like some outside perspective. Am I the idiot? So your first instinct was to tell on her? You are the idiot. God, even making your relationship with her brother-in-law official a month before her wedding, when you'd been friends and keeping it quiet for so long, seems almost deliberate to pull focus on you. Seriously, he's literally trying to upstage his sister and also tattle on her. Conveniently comes out with the relationship right before his sister's wedding, but that's glazed over like it's innocuous. That's huge. Not getting enough attention, OP? Stealing your sister's limelight, not getting enough, so you're gonna tattle? It was a month before his sister's wedding. She doesn't get the whole month before her wedding. Also, oh my god, my younger brother just wanted to steal the spotlight from my wedding. It's very possible that the wedding did factor into it, in the sense that there was concern that it might come out at the wedding and be seen as trying to steal the bride's thunder, so they instead ensured it was disclosed prior to the wedding. OP, do you have a history of telling on your sister to make her look bad? Most golden children don't realise they're golden children. You admitted your parents were more lax with you. Also, it's really immature that you would go behind her back and tell on her. It sounds like you are the golden child, and you don't want to admit the favouritism because you like it. And please, don't date your sister's fiancé's family. This mess is always bound to happen. I get you can't help who you fall for, but she extended the olive branch to repair your relationship with her, not for you to hook up with your fiancé's brother. She probably regrets ever reaching back out to you. I mean, look at it from her perspective. If she views you as the golden child and her childhood is in your shadow, she finally finds another family to bond with without having to compete with you. Once she felt comfortable, she tried to repair your relationship. Then you show up, get on with everyone better than her, hook up with the brother, wait till a month before the wedding to announce it, and then call her up to brag. I'd be angry too. I, 43 female, have two daughters, Sam, 22, and Kathy, teen. Our family was dirt poor as Sam was growing up. It was a bad time overall. We knew something needed to change when Sam was 8, so I went to college at night. We could only afford a few classes a semester, so it took longer than 4 years. I finally graduated when Sam was 14, but we were still poor even with the new, much better job due to debt. When she was 18, it finally got a lot better. I got really lucky and ended up in a high-demand field. We went from struggling for food on the table to go on a vacation twice a year without problems. Kathy was a tween when we were much more stable, so her and Sam's childhoods were a lot different. Kathy can go to a nice school while Sam's school was a crap inner city public school. I don't have to buy from thrift stores anymore. She has an iPhone and so on. Now I pay for Sam to go to college without any debt, and she comes on all family vacations free, pays her apartment rent and so on. The problem is, Sam is so jealous of her sister. The school is taking people on a trip to DC, and that's where all of this came to a head. Sam yelled at her sister about how she was a spoiled brat and told me I should treat her the same way she was growing up. That's, she should get hand-me-down clothes and have to go to a crap school. We got into a bigger argument about her believing I should be poor to her sister. I told her if she wants us to be poor so much, then she can pay her own rent from now on. She called me an idiot when she realised I was serious. They went to our aunts and they were on her side. Am I the idiot? You are the idiot because you're failing to realise how badly your oldest daughter's childhood hurt her. Yes, you're helping her now, but that doesn't undo the damage already done. Keep doing what you're doing that benefits each girl. Family therapy would be a huge benefit for everyone. OP, people with difficult childhoods can be jealous of their own children. It would have been a surprise if she wasn't jealous of her sister. It's a trauma that needs to be addressed on top of what you do for your eldest daughter. Throwing money at it doesn't undo the past, and you need to acknowledge the fact that you gave your older daughter a traumatic childhood. I genuinely don't understand how someone can see their parents struggling for them when they were younger, then have their parent paying rent and college for them, and still not being appreciative. Sure, her sister might have a better situation going on now, but financial security can change quickly, and the next thing you know, the sibling has to go into debt to pay through college. I can see where the resentment comes from, but at some point, you have to stop being the victim and take accountability for your own crafty behaviour. OP is not the idiot. Her daughter has no idea how lucky she is for the free ride through her early 20s. OP, please don't listen to these people. They don't have a clue. Most don't even have a goldfish, let alone a child or know anything about parenting. My sister and I live in different territories. She lives 4,000 kilometers south of here, so a 2-day drive or 4.5-hour flight away. We try to have a visit at least once a year. This time she brought her boyfriend to visit. I've never met him in person, only over a video call. She says they're thinking of living together. They stayed in my guest room. On the 6th day of their stay here, her boyfriend had a freak out on me because I was preparing a meal for us, and he saw I had food in my kitchen that my sister was allergic to. I put allergic in quotes because she isn't allergic to anything. Her boyfriend thought she was. She's told him she has a deadly allergy to certain food. She went so far as to purchase EpiPens and wear a medical bracelet. She told him stories about almost dying from accidentally or unknowingly eating this food when we were kids. Her boyfriend was angry I had it in my kitchen and didn't clean my kitchen and cooking utensils before their visit, which I would have done if my sister was really allergic, but she isn't. She hates it, but she isn't allergic, and to me there's a big difference. If there was even a chance my sister was allergic, I wouldn't have it in my kitchen. I told her boyfriend that my sister hates it but isn't allergic, that she's always hated the food. Now she's furious at me. Note that I had the food item she hates in my kitchen because I like it, but I wasn't putting it in any meal for my sister because I know she hates it. I'm not removing my food from the house because she hates it. She's furious that I told him the truth. She argued with me. Her boyfriend argued with her. The last day and a half of their visit was awkward. From what I got from my sister, she told everyone she was allergic when she went to university so she wouldn't have to eat it. I was already in university here, so I didn't know she was telling people this. Our parents were divorced and we live with Mum. Dad lives on the other side of the country, 3,700 kilometers away. We did see him, but Mum was the one who did everything for us. Our relationship with Dad is better since Mum passed, but Dad, his wife and his sister wouldn't know my sister had an allergy and would take her word for it. My boyfriend has met them as the three of them are my sister's only family besides me. Basically, my sister says I should have gone along with her lie and not told her boyfriend the truth. She says the difference between hating and being allergic is small and I shouldn't have told him. She's furious at me. Was I wrong to tell him the truth? Edit, I'm not American. A trip to the hospital or seeing a doctor would not cost my sister any money. She wouldn't get a bill for it. Yes, we pay taxes, but we don't get billed directly for the hospital or doctor. Also, if she was really allergic, she could have gotten an EpiPen under the healthcare system. She didn't have one, so she had to buy them herself and pretend they were prescribed. Not the idiot. Faking an allergy is very dangerous, because if she fakes a reaction, she's going to get a shot, which is going to result in a trip to the ER. She needs to grow up and own up. I'm not trying to be rude or condescending, but is your sister not all there mentally? I don't understand how she thinks it was okay to lie. I have a severe yellow jacket allergy, so if I get stung, I have to use an EpiPen and then go to the emergency room for supervision. It's very serious and they prioritize me, so the idea of someone faking it and then getting unnecessary prioritization is disgusting to me. I'm glad you told him because who knows what would have happened if this lie had counted. Also, clearly, the sister doesn't know what the consequences are, as this lie could have snowballed into something worse, like the boyfriend bringing her into a hospital, and once the truth came out, not only did it waste everyone's time, but also money. I feel bad for the boyfriend because she betrayed his trust, and who knows how long it will be till it's regained, if ever. My stepdaughter, 24, and her boyfriend broke up recently, and she wants somewhere else to stay for a few months until her lease ends, since she doesn't want to keep living with her ex. However, my wife and I have 2 little girls, toddler and young grammar school age, and she is a terrible influence on them. She always tries to have friends over, and they're always loud and shouting in her bedroom when it's past the kids' bedtime. She comes home late after drinking and triggered our home alarms because she's just too out of it to turn them off. I have to remind her multiple times to do her chores, and it's just aggravating to have to do for an entire adult human. The last straw was when one of the little ones had a medical emergency, so we took her to the ER directly from school and asked stepdaughter to watch the younger one since the babysitter had to leave. When we came back, she'd been drinking and couldn't understand why I was so mad since my daughter went to sleep as normal anyways. My wife keeps asking me to reconsider letting her stay with us, but I've put my foot down. I'm trying to do what's best for the kids. Still, my stepdaughter is also just generally a messy and unpleasant person to be around. I don't think my mental health could take having to live with her for a couple of months again. Am I the idiot? Edit, I've previously tried setting rules and boundaries with her, such as doing chores on time or keeping quiet past the kids' bedtimes, but they never worked. Not the idiot. Do not let her back in your home. If she gets her foot in the door, she will never leave, especially since your wife wants her there. A 24-year-old who drinks that much should not be around young kids. You have 2 very easily influenced children to think about. It's not only how she behaves and how the kids tend to soak up that behavior, it's also a huge safety issue. She sees nothing wrong with drinking heavily while caring for a little one. OP, that's actually pretty scary. Mix in her lack of respect, friends, and drinking behavior, and you have a potentially huge issue. No, you're doing the right thing. She's 24. She needs to grow up. I'm sorry, but you are the idiot for not working with your wife to help her daughter. Your wife, biological mother, wants her daughter to live with you. Would you refuse if it was your biological child wanting to return home? Some step-parents are great, but many are harder on the stepchildren. It's hard being a stepchild when you see your half-siblings or step-siblings getting better treatment. When you marry your wife, you agree to treat her children as your own. I would respect your wife's wishes and work with her to help her child. I, 37 male, work at a fly-in, fly-out camp. I also make really good money. I earn roughly 3 times the American national average. This is great because it means I can afford a life. My sister, 24, lives at my parents' house with her boyfriend while they go to college. She got pregnant and it was time for a baby shower. I was talking with my dad about it and asked her to remind my sister of my schedule because I wanted to attend. My stepmom heard and said the day wasn't about me and to not try and control things, so I dropped it. When I got the invitation, it was in the middle of one of my shifts, so I called my sister and asked her what the most important thing she wanted was. She mentioned a stroller that costs about $1,000. I said to take it off her registry because I would buy it since I wanted to have the best for my niece or nephew and I wasn't going to attend the party. She asked me why I wasn't coming and I said that I would be working. She said that I should have told her so she could plan for me to be there. I said that her mom had said not to try and control anything or make the day about me. Now my dad is calling me, saying that I started a fight because my sister is angry at her mom for me not being at the party. My stepmom also called me and asked me to take time off work to attend. For me to do so, I would have to skip a shift, so I would lose 14 days of pay. That is a $7,000 minimum coming out of my budget. I said not just no, but heck no. She tried to insist, so I asked to speak with them the next time I was home. We sat down and I showed them my pay stubs. I said that is what I'd be losing if I came to the party. I said if it was really important to them that I be there, I would, but that they had to make up for my lost income. I gave them the choice of $7,000 cash or $6,000, and they bought the stroller she wanted and had already marked it as purchased on her registry. They're angry at me now for expecting me to be paid to attend a party. They say that I'm putting money over family and that I'm being a miserly idiot. I said all it would have taken was her not interfering in a conversation between myself and my father. He could have reminded my sister of my schedule, and if she really wanted me there, she could have scheduled it for the week I was home. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. If your stepmother hadn't gotten in the middle of a conversation between you and your dad, then this mess could have been avoided. If it was really important to your sister that you be there, then she could have scheduled the baby shower during your time off work. I blame the dad more. He could have told his wife to stay out of it. Instead, he did nothing. This is on him. He should have relayed the message anyways. If he's the type to let his wife control his relationship with his child, then that's really bad. But now he let her interfere with OP attending an event and is blaming OP. Stepmom is definitely the idiot here. It doesn't sound like OP actually wants them to pay him to me either. He's just making a point and showing why he really can't come. Stepmom is just angry at herself for shutting down OP's attempt to have it scheduled on a day he's home. It sounds like OP is really close with his sibling, so I'm sure he'll make up for not being at the shower. Either stepmom just didn't want him there, or she didn't realise OP's importance to her daughter and is embarrassed. Either way, OP's absence is 100% the stepmom's fault, and OP has zero reasons to feel bad about pointing out what he will lose if he attends the shower. Plus, it's a stupid baby shower, not a birthday or wedding. Just change the date. Jeez. However, I was talking with my dad about it and asked her to remind my sister of my schedule because I wanted to attend. That was your first mistake. You should have told your sister directly. Now you know to communicate with people and not pass messages through to others.